my boys at Liquid Moly came through this morning and hooked up the new warehouse with all oil for all the cars, different kinds for me to try, and all the additives. And just to show you guys, we got high performance gear oil. We are doing a manual swap in this thing. I know a couple people are confused. Obviously, if you don't watch every single video, you're not gonna fully understand what's going on, but we are manual swapping this car. There's a couple people that have asked, and I do just wanna say that, like, I know this car is gonna get its ass kicked. That's why I bought it with a salvage title, because I wanted something that I don't care if it gets beat up. So yeah, I might fall in love with it. I'm gonna love it even more after I plow it into a wall and just completely destroy it, because that's what its purpose is. Liquid Moly came through this morning, but that is not what I was waiting for. I'm still waiting for one more package to show up today. And before it does, I wanna take care of the front end of this car. I got like 3 things I wanna do today, Jen. And I know I said inspection earlier, and a lot of you guys keep commenting about the inspection. I said in a video that we were gonna take care of it behind the scenes, not film it, not talk about it, just let it happen. That's exactly what we're doing. We're dealing with it. I'm not making it your guys' problem anymore because it doesn't matter. It doesn't affect you guys. Don't worry about it. Okay, so you guys remember I put these things in there like literally 2 weeks ago, maybe? These are the Hawk Performance Street 5.0 pads. It actually says it right on there. Anyways, these things have barely even been worn in. Dude, I literally haven't even pressed the brakes hard enough to like properly wear these in. I told you guys when I ordered them that I accidentally got the wrong ones. These are the Hawk, these are the Street 5.0s. We have the ferrocarbon racing pads in the rear on the Genesis. I wanted the front and rear to match, and I figured there's no better time than just right away, right when they show up. That way we never have to worry about it, we never forget, we never are ready to go to a track day, and then we realize like we never swapped in the front pads, which honestly they should be fine. Like these ones are still really good pads. These guys are just like, just a little bit better, you know? So the first thing wasn't super exciting, but it just is something that I want to have done. I'd rather just take care of this right now and not worry about it at all ever again. And just like that, we have all matching brakes on all 4 corners, which is dope. They'll perform a little bit better under the track heat and temperatures and stuff like that. And I just have a spare set of Street 5.0 pads. I also found this while I was working. I found this paint pen that Brad got me for the Civic, and it actually matches perfectly to the lift. So like right here, you can see it kind of came a little bit damaged. Obviously, like in shipping, when you zoom in on it, it's ugly because the camera captures it, but like when you stand here, you just don't notice it anymore. But there's a couple spots that were like this, where there's just bare metal showing, and this is super cool to have, because now I can literally just touch up, like that whole area right here got touched up, and down across this bottom bar, and when you're just like, no one's really gonna inspect it, but when you just look at it, it looks good. If you guys wanna keep your lifts looking clean, get one of these guys. I feel way better having that done. It's just something that I didn't want to like forget about, because I knew when I just got them I'd remember. So the second thing I want to do today is something that I already kind of showed you guys. I showed it to you, but I don't know how serious you thought I was about it. When the hood closes on the Genesis right now, it like comes down and it has this gap, which is fine. I don't actually mind a hood gap. Like over here we have a hood gap, and it, to be honest, looks totally fine. It's even the same size as that one would be. The difference is this one, it kind of gaps and it cuts underneath on an angle, so it comes up and then it gaps backwards, whereas this one doesn't do that. And it also has like a bunch of holes right here that you're always gonna see because they were pre-drilled into the bumper. So when you close it like this, you're gonna see those holes. If they weren't there, honestly, this would look totally fine. But they're there, so we gotta deal with it. This is the one off the BRZ. Instead of trying to like go buy one or figure something out, why don't we just try and like trim this one down to fit in here? I really don't see how that could be a bad idea. Yeah, that's what we want. I use like a scratch tool. I think that's what this thing's called. It's just like a point. Because I tried to put a drill bit in this and it just completely like spun the whole thing up and it all wrapped around. It was not gonna be good. We're missing a couple of these pins. I put like one in basically every other hole. I'm sure somewhere in this mess I'll find the rest that we had on there, because when I took it off, it was full. And obviously, it was up till halfway had them, and the other half didn't. So we took them out for something, and I can't remember what, and I can't find them. For now, this thing's in there, like I said, every other one. So like there's a little bit of pull right here, but I mean, honestly, it should stay down. And if we close the hood, oh, dude, that is so mint. That is literally exactly what we want. Just enough to fill the gap, mainly just to cover the holes. So now it just looks more like professional, I guess is the word. I don't know, I think it looks good. So that's the second thing that I wanted to do today. The third thing is the main point of this video, but we've been waiting for it to show up the whole time. I just wanted to start filming and like start getting stuff done before it showed up. And while I was poking those holes, the Canada Post guy literally just opened the door, threw it here, and then walked away. So I told you guys I ordered this to the wrong address. I just canceled it and then reordered it like the very next day. They finally showed up. This is what I'm really excited about. These things, like I said, these were just like little filler things that I had to get done. So in here, we have the aero catch hood latch. These things are like the nicer version of them, I guess. They're a little bit more expensive, but I'm gonna show you guys why I paid for the more expensive ones. But these things are gonna look so dope. This is what I was telling you. I kept saying hood pins, and you guys kept being like, Robbie, don't get hood pins. They're outdated, they're for muscle cars. Get a hood latch. So I ordered it up. Dig into here and see what we got. Who tapes a box? The box clips shut. You don't need tape. Look at these, dude. These look so nice. And they feel nice. So these are the locking ones so that I can actually like lock it, because I'm not gonna have a like little pull tab anymore inside the car, because we completely just deleted that hood latch when we installed the bumper. I'm with the little piece that bolts underneath. These guys obviously are gonna bolt into the car and go up into there. And hardware and 4 keys, damn. That's a lot of keys. So these things actually seem pretty straightforward. For those of you guys that don't even know what this is like literally just a hood latching system where you'll install this on like the rad support. It'll come up and then it'll kind of like, when you close the hood, it'll go into this hole. And then when you close this, the pin goes through and essentially locks your hood. So now your hood is attached to that. Hood is locked, you are good to go. There's a couple reasons you might want to do these. One of them, sometimes tracks require you to have these. I'm sure that nothing I will do will require me to have it, but some tracks require you to have a secondary form of latching, and it makes it able for me to get in there way faster. So like if there is something going on, I can just pop them and pull it open instead of having to like run into the car, pull the latch type deal. Really makes no difference. I honestly just got them because I think they look cool. But these ones are more expensive. So these are, like I said, these are the aero catch ones. I'll leave a link to these in the description down below if you guys want to look at them. I just got them on Amazon. I'm gonna show you guys exactly the exact reason that I got mine. It's kind of funny that it worked out this way, because today I actually wanted to show you this car anyways, but we have a car that we have just been kind of sitting on for a long time. It's been stashed way out here in visitor parking at the warehouse. It's so windy out here. So if you guys are members, you guys have seen this car a bunch. And if you guys remember at the end of one of the videos, I showed you us picking up a car, but I told you that I'll tell you about it when the time is right. There's a whole story. I'll tell you guys all about this car later. So if you're interested, I'll come back to it. But just for right now, this thing has the fake hood latches, and they are completely busted. Like they completely broke. They don't move anymore. You need a screwdriver to pop the pin in through there. Same thing. Look, this one literally exploded just because of it's made of, like I said, cheaper stuff, and you can see it like bending like that. Like the one I just ordered definitely won't bend like this. And because of that, the actual tabs at the bottom, oh my god, yeah, it just killed it. Tabs at the bottom broke, and like this whole thing kind of just detonated. And again, this is the only way to latch this hood. So now this hood doesn't stay closed, which is like a huge bummer, and there's really nothing you can do about it other than buy more. So the problem is that you're gonna spend whatever 30-40 bucks on them, and then you're gonna need to spend another 30-40 bucks on them when they break, or you just buy the nice ones the second time. You may as well just buy the nice ones the first time. So instead of babbling any more about it, let's just start. Actually, stop, come back down. Something that I don't know. I want them kind of more forwards, because if you put them up here and you push it down, see like the front gap doesn't go away. So we want them kind of like up here so that it'll actually pull the front down. It's just another full send or no send kind of situation. ended up putting this thing right here because this is like the strongest point I think on this whole bar, because if you look underneath it, there's like a bunch of plastic and stuff support. So this actually goes through like 2 or 3 layers like right in the front section, whereas over here it's only the 1 layer. I keep telling you guys one day we're gonna rebuild it, but for now, it needs to be as solid as possible. Figured it was the most ideal. It ends up putting it forwards and directly on the body line, which I actually, after thinking about it, kind of think it might look pretty good. Safe to say I'm super nervous to drill into this thing, but it's full send or no send, baby. At this exact time, having this hood be fiberglass sucks. It was so much messier than it would have been if it was just a metal hood. The way I got the latch on, it looks really good. I have like a small issue where when this was up, cause like you have to measure it up and then put it back down, it pretty much, it was like tilted more, and now it's tilting less. So it looks really good. I'm excited. I think we chose a really nice spot. It's gonna go really nicely with that body line, I think. It's gonna look tight. It looks, again, just having no paint on this car just makes it look funny, but it's gonna look really good when it's all buttoned up. So what I wanna do now is I'm actually gonna drill the holes for all this hardware and stuff. I'm gonna drill it all through this. I was watching a video on how to do this earlier, and basically they took this thing and marked a template of where all the holes go, but I feel like this is exactly in there right now, so we should just use that to get the exact things. Like that. Just like that, we are in. I haven't cranked all these bolts down 100%. It's even nice because it kind of went along with the curve of the hood. I wasn't really sure what was gonna happen there. It was kind of a sketchy move. But if I crank these down, it'll tighten down because they're loose and it's already flattened pretty much. So that looks good. If you look at this, you can see it's like right there. It just needs to be tilted, like just a hair to make it through. So instead of messing with that, what I wanna do is I wanna do the other one while I'm still like fresh on doing this one, and make sure that we get it all dialed in, all lined up on the other side. I want everything to be perfect. And essentially what I did underneath here was I just cut like a little hole where we can kind of reach in and grab some of these bolts. Plan was to put some of this edge trim that we had. This is what I use like when I cut the front fenders on the BRZ, I put this stuff on there. Again, I forgot it was fiberglass. I don't even know if it's gonna fit. Might be too thick. Oh, nice. That actually looks really nice. Now you can reach in here, you won't cut yourself, you won't hurt yourself. It's all rubbered out. I just used like the 3M tape up here to kind of make it stick. Didn't think it would, but it did. It's just a little thing, but like it just adds a little bit of niceness. It's not so sketchy when you look at it. So it was so close. It was so close. And you guys know I'm not one to hide mistakes. I'd rather show you them so you don't make them yourselves, because this one's really easy to make. Looking at it after I did it, it makes sense. I'm like, yeah, okay, I should have known, but like when I was doing it, it wasn't even something that would have crossed my mind. So we kind of pooched it. It's now like 9:30ish, and I got these things delivered at 3. So I've been doing this for a while. Honestly, the install's not terrible, and then the last thing you guys saw, I had them in, and I was planning on doing what I said and just doing a couple fine-tune adjustments on the holes, and then I was gonna show you guys and be like, boom, we're done, a little celebration, yeah. No, for the last little while I've had the headlight out, grinder out, I'm making a huge mess. And let me explain to you why this happened. Anybody's car, nothing's ruined by the way, the hood's fine, everything's fine. Like we're gonna be able to keep going, like absolutely nothing is ruined. If you guys watch any videos of this, for instance, I watch a Mighty Car Mods video on it, and they put it on a flat surface. So I'm just gonna show you so you guys can kind of understand like perfectly what I mean. Brad's hood, relatively flat, like basically flat. And then underneath, he put it on something that was basically flat. So when you put them together, it's simple. Because the only place for me to put them was so far forward, what actually ended up happening was on the hood. Oh my God, we're on the lift. On the hood, if you close this, where they ended up being, which is something I didn't even think about at the time, is super round. Or not even round, but it's just on a huge angle. So picture the camera's flat and that's how much of an angle we're on. In the instructions, it just says put it down, and like on all the videos I've ever watched, it just says put it in there, and I didn't think it through. So what happened was, I put these guys in here, flat. This one's actually on a little bit of an angle, which I was glad because it went on this like little ridge, and I thought it would be kind of useful to have it on an angle, but I didn't realize how dramatic the hood was. So it sits like this. The angle the hood is on is like that. So in reality, the pin needs to be like this in order to get you a solid measurement. And my measurements were taken with the pin like this. That comes into play when you open this. The pin is straight, but the slot is on a mad angle. So you can't get a straight pin in a sideways slot. That just doesn't make sense. So what I've been doing is I've been trying to like bore out the holes, cut them a bit bigger, and it ended up being that it needed to be on such an angle that the pin needs to be back here and leaning forwards. Like it needs to be completely out of this. Pin is on the correct angle, slides right down over top, and then you can latch it. It goes in and out. But that's how the pin's got it. Pin's got to start back there to get to this angle. Of course, now literally everything I did all day is all janked. All this is coming off. I had to take the whole bumper thing, that little like trim piece that it came with off. I think they look sick. I think they're really cool. I like how they kind of like go like perfectly with the lines here. And I like how they're kind of right in the front. To me, that looks super aggressive. And I'm gonna admit to you, my biggest mistake was not buying the BK2 Rad Sport, because I'm sure that Rad Sport would have given me somewhere to do it. I cheaped out. I was like, I'd rather spend my 600 bucks on my first set of drift tires or anything else really. So it looks to me like we're gonna have to just do this right now. I keep talking about it, and I guess I'm gonna have to put my money where my mouth is. We're gonna have to just start right here, build a little headlight support, build a little rad support, bumper support. It'll probably, honestly, probably come out in like 2 bars, and one can support this because these tabs never even came with the car. One can support this and the hood props, and then the other tab can come out and support the bumper. I want you guys to see that, like, one, it's okay to make mistakes. I do this every day, all the time. I work on cars and I make mistakes. Like you can't hide that. Mistakes happen. Bad decisions happen in me not getting the rad support. And now learning is gonna come from that, which is ultimately like the best thing that could have possibly happened. I'm gonna learn a lot out of this, and we're gonna bust open the pipe bender. Do kind of have something that I think is coming up this weekend that I'm not 100% sure is gonna happen, but I'm hoping it does, which might put a slight delay on this. I hope you guys liked where it was going, because I was trying to take my time. I was trying to put the trim. I put the trim around here. Like, I want this car, you guys know, I just want everything to start being as good as I can get it. It's kind of really cold out, and it's really windy. So instead of going over there and showing you that other car I told you guys I was gonna show you, you're just gonna have to wait and make conspiracy theories on what it is, because that's what you guys will do best. We didn't buy a car for the channel. We bought a car for a completely different purpose. It's just like a funny story. It was like the perfect, the once in a lifetime, too good to be true kind of scenario. And that's all I got for you guys. I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. I hope you guys are excited to see what's next. Thank you guys so much for watching. I'll catch you guys next time. Peace out and stay committed.